Alright, and welcome to another episode of Offroading in Spintires. In Soviet Russia, you stick to mud, depending on which setting you're watching this on. Either way, we're going to drive Soviet-era trucks in tons of mud, and we're going to haul some trees as well. We're starting at the new map here. We got the volcano. This is all we can see of it right now. We've got fuel and logs kiosk up there, fuel there, garage down there. Our objective is way up there, and we can either get logs from the log kiosk there or the lumber yard down there. What we're going to do is start by undoing all the cloaking areas, and then we'll unlock the garage. And then there's a couple of achievements in here, special for the map. At least one is honking a couple of times when you're inside the volcano, just 'cause. Like I said, there's a couple weird ones in the game here. I think we'll go north first and coming down around. I was thinking going down south, but that just looks like a slog. So we'll go north here and follow this thin road up. We'll grab some fuel if we need to, but I mean, we're driving the Jeep. I don't think we'll need to do much fueling, to be honest with you. We'll head down here, following this small road. And then we'll head up, because it does appear that it heads up north to where we want it to go. So we're going to head out here. We're not going to take the, let's see, where are we going? There we go. We're not going to take the trunk. We've not taken enough damage in the last couple times to make it worth the risk. The risk of it, of course, is having the top heaviness to the vehicle here, which you've seen is tipping over. It's really the only thing you can't really recover from. You can get unstuck from mud, you can get over rocks, you can get out from under trees, you can get out from being practically jackknifed. You can't do much about flipping over. Nor can we seem to do much about these tree limbs here. There's a lot of debris on the roads here. See how this map goes. I haven't played Volcano before. There are a couple of discussions in the forums and such about which are the hardest maps and everything like that, and people really vacillate between personal experience. I mean, I've seen people put, this is some of the hardest maps. I've seen people put Plains, the map we just did, is some of the hardest maps, as the hardest map. People put The Hill, which we haven't done yet. I mean, even the river gets up there, and then at the same time, some of the easiest maps. I mean, I think Plains is fairly simple. It doesn't have any huge obstacles or anything like that. It has a decent amount of heavy mud, but that can be overcome. Plus, it gives you an E-Series vehicle in the map. So, a lot to do there. Some nice vista out here. Let's take a quick peek here on the edge. That's nice. Nice forested beach scene here. I think this island is a map. This island is a map. What is that? That was a map. This map is an island, so it is surrounded by water on all sides. They won't have any of the lovely big border symbols on the map. I keep trying to switch gears here, so that's why we keep stalling there for a second. Going well so far. A nice little drive. Appears we've hit the limits of what we can see previously, so we are just going to kind of finish the following the road here. We'll probably go for a while. We'll just see where it takes us. Okay, well, it's going to take us that far, because I guess we hit that branch? Well, we got that far. So let's go back to the garage. I guess we'll try the other way this time. Still don't want to take the trunk. I just think it's top heaviness is so dangerous. We're gonna go down south this time. go up there and then we'll hit the cloaking. Again, looks fairly dry up here. I mean, once we get past the initial thing, the initial slog. And yeah, it's kind of annoying having that damage happen to the truck. You know, essentially out of nowhere. Didn't really look like it hit it that well. Clearly the game doesn't agree. So that's okay. We work within the confines of the game, the engine, what they think it is. Didn't realize there would be this much water here. It's usually, I mean, you look at the map, I suppose that's true. If there is a huge lake there, there's didn't see. Oh, that's a slog right there. It's just much more muddy down here, but it's a lot less terrain, like undulation, less hills, less bumps, things like that. So just have to stay away from the debris in the road. That's going to be kind of annoying if we end up seeing a lot of tree debris that we get stuck on or crash into, like shit like this, essentially. Yep, I don't even know what happened there, guys. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I guess we're just not really gonna... goodness gracious. We'll give it up here, another shot. One of these times we'll make it far enough without destroying ourselves. And if it happens frickin' again, we're just gonna switch trucks. We're not even gonna bother trying to do everything with the Jeep here. I love the Jeep. Man, this is some... Come on. You can do it. It's just a small little branch. Again, the hardest thing in the game is it's not the mud, it's the stuff in the road. Like, we should easily just go right over this branch, considering its size. But no, we're literally gonna get stuck here and probably high center ourselves. It would angle out. Keep this guy in first gear the whole time. That should stop our jumping between gears and things like that. Okay. Turn all-wheel drive on if we have to. But still looking like a good looking map. I mean, it's a nice blend of terrain that we haven't seen before. I mean, the river, and the plain, and the coast are all fairly flat maps. Obviously, the hill and the volcano are going to be much more terrain to them, which I think will be fun to explore. It'll be good to try and do some pretty big hill climbs. We'll obviously have to use a lot of winching. I wouldn't be surprised if we had to use 2 truck pulls, which is one truck is loaded up with cargo and the other truck in front of it pulls that truck. So you have basically, you're driving this one while dragging another behind you. And you can use both engines there, and that usually gives you enough power to, especially when you're doing like a big long log haul or trying to deliver garage parts in one move. That's usually where it comes from. Sit back down when we have the less treacherous terrain here. That's the plan. Provide another broken little village or dacha or whatever that's going to be out here. Let's take a nice drive here. We are coming close to where we destroyed last time. Nice little tight turn right there. That was fun. So as long as we don't ditch into a tree this time, should be okay. I mean, we're overcoming the obstacles just fine. It's just the dangerous stuff here. Trees spiking your engine. So that over here is what we hit. This time it seems to be okay. Yeah, we'll probably go south, just to whatever directions, east, to get to the main road there. Should be freer of debris, like rocks and sticks and whatnot, so keep that out there. Which probably leads to where we want to go, which is the northernmost part of the map. Again, just when it tries to shift gears, it loses power for a second because you have to put the clutch in and everything like that. And when you're trying to climb a hill at the same time, that doesn't really work that well. Some rock terrain here. That was rather pretty. I really like what I'm seeing of it so far. No, I don't know if we can handle this. Oh, especially since we're right over there. That's where the cloaking's supposed to be. Well, we'll have to come back to here. So, I don't know if we can go across that, to be perfectly honest with you. The poor Jeep here doesn't handle water very well. It's low-centered and not very high clearance, so it gets swamped pretty easily. So that's quite a bit of water to cross. I mean, that looks longer than the river. Probably shallower, but a longer stretch of water to cross than the river. Which has been our toughest one so far. Definitely a lot of pathways here so far. Mainish ones here. Lanes didn't have very many. Had mostly mud pits and plain, which is nice. It's a little more different. Let's see, it looks like this is a log kiosk area. For once, it appears to be of decent size for turning around and things like that. There's the cloak. Probably just try not to bust through a bunch of trees. So we're in half the map. We don't have any trucks. Looks like we have a C255 back there, so we'll go rescue it. That's a good truck. Is that going to be the second one we have? No, we have a 4320 right now. Okay. 255 is a good truck though, so we're going to get some good use out of it most likely. Unless there's a more exciting one. Paved road here. Ooh, nice. We've got a log cart and everything are installed. So this one is the 255. The one we've been using has the log cart for medium logs because it has the crane put in the front, so it loads it in the back. But the crane in the back here can only carry short logs, so we're kind of stuck until we can rescue that. It doesn't matter really what kind of condition it's in because we'll probably just rescue it to a garage at some point. Looking at... we could try and just go across the river here. And really, coastline is really what it's going to be. You have the cloaking, it's probably to there, and the cloaking's right up there. And if not, we can try and go back up here and just go along the terrain. But if we zoom in, we can see that it appears to be on, yeah, it's a huge hill climb right there. So there's going to be some way we have to get around it. We may actually end up hitting that cloaking area first, just depending on what the terrain looks like there. Should be a nice challenging climb. Looking forward to that. So this will be fun. We'll see if we can make it across the coastline there. And make sure I don't run myself off. Now this isn't tarmac out here. As you can see, it's been torn up, so the tarmac ends right there. This is all probably clay or something like that. A nice, solid top to it would sink through. It's gonna be stuck. Sand like? I'm not sure. Probably similar to mud, to be perfectly honest with you. It's, you know, same in real life. It handles similarly. If you stop, you sink in it, but if you drive quickly enough on top of it, you can usually stay fairly on top of it. But of course, it isn't sand with crust on top of it. It's fine desert sand. And again, the game itself will probably have its own style, kind of something like that. Yeah, so the other cloaking is, we can see the red line climbing up there, so the other cloaking is right on the top of this ridge here, so we can see how much distance we're going to have to cover up. And this is, of course, assuming we get across this area here, which we may not. So far, so good. We're playing with fire there a little bit, but seem to be doing okay. Kind of right at the dangerous water level, as the game considers it. I mean, I would consider this extremely dangerous water level since I'm practically drowning at this point, but that's okay. I'm not surprised that worked. So there's the main road, but can we drive up? I doubt it. The ship to give it a shot. Oh yeah, we can't even get up the hill here. Yeah, considering how deep I am, and that's where the top of the water is, just getting out of it's gonna be a challenge. We could probably manage it by winching most of the way, but it looks like getting through the trees there is going to be a trouble. That's not really a path in which that much debris in there. It's going to be trouble getting over it, especially in the low ground clearance we have here. Have to pause right quick, guys. Be right back.